it was one of those movies like I just watched and I was like, oh my God, why is this so depressing? It's like, I don't mind depressing movies in a way, but like there's a certain level where it's gotta stop. Like, also, what's up, Layman? Welcome to Depressing Movie Talk.
Hey, hey.
And it's like the first and only time I ever watched Requiem for a Dream. I'll never watch that again.
No, that
Like,
movie's like really, really sad.
that movie is sad on like levels I didn't know you could reach. No. If you want a movie about addicts that is actually pretty fun, like Trainspotting is the way to go. But no.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, like any of those, you know.
But no, you know what? That's actually something I'll bring up. Okay, so is there anything like you guys have ever read that turned out to be read, watched, whatever? And you guys in the chat too. Is there anybody like a movie, a book, TV show, anything you ever watched, read, consumed that ended up being really depressing in the end? Like maybe didn't set out to be depressing, but became very depressing in the end?
I got one I can fire from the hip, and I got one I got to think about for a minute.
All right, let me hear it.
Well, the one that I can fire from the hip, welcome to HK 100% of the time.
Which we have discussed about doing a watch along one day. So if you guys want to watch us all get really fucking sad, you might want to tune in for that.
Yeah, because like the anime is so. The anime is like a toned down version of the other shit. I haven't read the light novel, but I hear it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
The manga, though, dude, the manga will eat your soul. That shit is so goddamn sad.
I believe it. Also, Layman's got a point. Perfect Blue, Satoshi Kon movies.
Yeah.
In fact, like, Tokyo Godfathers is about the only Satoshi Kon movie I could think of that doesn't end, like, kind of dark. The one I have right off the top of my head, the one I have off the top of my head that I bring up, because I didn't expect it to end depressingly, was when I read The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so to kind of leave it, illuminate, I think is the word I'm looking for here. To kind of talk a bit about that, basically, if you haven't read The Disaster Artist, it's the story of basically Greg Sestero, who was Junketsu no Maria. I have not watched all that, but I do remember that one. That was the one. What was it? The Virgin with Maria or something like that? Was that it?
Yeah, that sounds like it's supposed to be right. I know Chinketsu was like Blood Dove.
Yeah, I never watched. I remember seeing that, but
yep,
I was
Maria the Virgin. Which?
Okay, I keep thinking it was a fucking fever dream. But no, Disaster Artist is really good because I'd gotten really big into The Room. The Room was really interesting, and then I read The Disaster Artist because I was like, oh, this is gonna be a funny ha-ha time. But like the last 2 or 3 chapters of that shit is like one of the most touching and like kind of melancholic things I've ever read, because it honestly talks about, you know, we all see Tommy Wiseau, and he's full of himself. I'm not gonna say he's not. You can look at that man, and having met the man personally, I will tell you this: like, he's very full of himself just from the way he carries himself. And because, Funk, you're so tall. Like, and I still have that fucking T-shirt, even though I can't wear that T-shirt. But anyway, I'll tell that story later. So, basically, the end of The Disaster Artist talks about the fact that, like, this was Tommy's dream. And he was doing everything he could to make it happen. And that hit me really hard because about the time I read that was about the time I was really trying to make the streaming thing happen. And so I get it. Like, I'm probably not the best. Like, I know I'm not the best streamer. I also know that, like, for the most part, I'm probably not the best entertainer, but this is what I want to do because it's what I like doing. So I give it a shot and I come out here and do my best with it. And to kind of know that feeling of, like, some people are going to say, hey, this isn't really like for you or what you should be doing, but doing it anyway, like, I could really respect that. and them talking about like all the shit Tommy went through, like trying to get over here and all this. It was interesting because like nobody knows anything for sure. There's some things we do know a little bit, but just yeah, it was a very good book that ended up being more depressing than I thought it would be, because just reading that bit there at the end was like really touching. So yeah, it was one I almost picked. That and Lord, Toradora was that way. I remember watching that anime and that being very depressing toward the end. It was like, oh hey, haha, rom-com. No, it isn't.
Yeah, no, it's not.
That's fair, big boy. I get you. I don't know. I like doing it. I would like to at some point. Like I've always talked about it. Do at some point I could do this for a living. I don't think I ever will get to where I could do this full time, but if I could get where I could do this shit and just have a part-time job, that'd be nice. But gotta keep trying. Clannad actually had a very sad ass ending, and I kind of thought, because I remember watching it thinking it was just gonna be another dumbass like early 2000s romantic anime. Then it was like, oh no, this shit's sad.
All right. You had to dig deep to hit us with that shit, didn't you?
Yeah, she did.
So what's up? You guys talking about sad movies?
Talking about stuff that's sad
media.
media you didn't expect to be sad. Like I was talking about the Disaster Artist. You know, I kind of expected it just to be like a comedy book through and through. But then got to the end of it, and the end of it is like this very sad tale talking about, you know, Tommy coming to the country, Tommy trying to, you know, make his dream come true. And you know what? I'm very happy for the dude. He's got, I think, the level of fame he always wanted. He didn't get it the way he wanted, but I honestly hope that he appreciate or realizes like how many people he makes fucking laugh with that movie. Like how many times people watch that movie and just enjoy the shit out of it.
I think he does. I think he didn't want to, but I really think he's embraced it and said, you know what? People like me for this. So let's go with it. Yep. I do want to say, as far as movies that, and I've never read the book, so I didn't know what I was going into. The Fog. The very end of The Fog.
Wait, you mean The Fog or The Mist?
The one with the monsters. The Mist.
Yeah,
the Fog was the one with the pirate ghost, right? That was the Scooby-Doo trying to be scary, but fucking Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
The Mist. I'm watching. I watched it in theaters because I'm like, fuck yeah, monsters, Stephen King, yada yada yada. It's got to be good. And then at the very end, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. But at the very end, I just, my jaw was on the floor. I was just like, what?
I will not spoil anything, but I will simply allude to it with a sound effect. Click.
Yeah.
Nah, speaking of movies like that was kind of sad you didn't expect, I'll tell you one that really got me with a fucking sucker punch. So we've all seen Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, World's End.
End.
Yeah, that one was...
World's End shattered me because I did not expect that shit.
It's just kind of, it's not out of left field. You kind of see it coming, but when it does come, you're just like, I was really hoping this wasn't coming.
Yeah. You were like, oh, dude, don't do this to me. Don't. I can't handle this right now. This is supposed to be a fun time. Oh.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be that guy. I didn't really care for the ending of it. Like, just, I don't know.
The ending of it is so, but everything up to that's really good.
And everything up to that was good, but the ending was just kind of like, okay, this is where we went. What? Okay. And it's like, I get it. Like, I get where you're coming from with that movie, but at the same time, like, I'm the complete opposite. Or I'm somebody that if I was given the chance, I would never go back to high school.
Yeah.
Like, I would never.
I would actually try. Holy fuck.
I'm so sorry, Kibbles.
Like, I had a lot of fun in high school, but the problem is, I had a lot of fun in high school.
I I didn't. Like I had some friends, like a couple friends, but it was more like we were classmates, kind of like, you know, you have your friends you work with. You know, I can talk to them, I'm there, but we weren't hanging out after class. I had a couple buddies on the football team we got along with, but like once that was over, shit, we didn't see each other.